All right, I want to say a quick greetings and welcome to the stream. We're happy that you all came. We're all happy that you came. We're happy that you came. Greetings and welcome. This is the TR News, and of course, I am your guest, TR Nayarex, representing for TR News and Reviews. We're getting ready to jump right into what we have to discuss this evening. It will not be long, but of course, I hope I will bring some information to you as we gather to discuss a few things that we are faced with as a nation, as a family, as a world. I want to jump into this now. We've have this back and forth going on for a long time with the Chinese and the Africans, and it is a pain to watch it go on and on and on and on and on and on, and I do not like it. I really do not like it. Anyway, before we jump into that, we want to jump into, let me make sure that you're hearing me clearly. Let me just make sure that you're all hearing me clearly. I need to make sure that you all are hearing me clearly. So let's do a quick sound check here. Let's do a quick sound check here to find out how many people can actually hear us from that end. So let me just jump into the stream quickly, see if I can find. So for those who are currently hearing me, if you are in the stream and you are hearing me, I need to make sure. All right, so you can all hear me. Awesome. So then we can start the ball rolling. All right, so I'm going to be showing a couple of clippings of, few things. Oh boy. So for those who are currently hearing me, if you are in the stream and you are hearing me, all right, so you can all hear me. Awesome. So then we can start the ball rolling. All right, so I hope you're set up. I'm going to be showing a couple of clippings of, a few things. I hate when these happen, when these things happen. Anyway, all right, so oh my goodness. All right. Okay. All right, so I want to let me just jump into this quickly. Let me just go share my stream. So guys, there has been a battle going on between China and the Africans. But as a matter of fact, welcome Miss 72. Welcome to the stream. Thank you so much for coming. All right, so let's get into what we were saying. The gameplay couch, thank you for coming in. Thank you, SF Rose, for being here. Thank you, Yarnido. Thank you, Tiffany Channel, for being here. And all of who is present, we're happy to see you here today. So let me just get this screen ready for sharing so I can share what I have to show you this evening. There has been this constant war between China and of course Africa. But now it is not only Africa, but now we have been faced with a world problem with China. They have a problem with everything almost. And so let's just show a few clippings of what we have seen from them recently. And we're going to start with this one. I want to say a big shout out to Dr. Umar Johnson. Some people don't like him, but if he has something to say, then we want to hear what he has to say. So let's just bring this up so you can all hear it. What is...
And going back home is no.
All right, so this is just one clipping from, you know, what we are talking about. Now, it is sad that these people, you know, they take over everywhere they go, and they hate for anybody else to take up full precedence in their countries. So they hold their countries wholly and solely for mainly their kind. And of course, we understand that they are overpopulated, and all of that is going on. But at the same time, they are taking over the world. But if they're allowed, then I guess we're just gonna have to work with it.
To show Africans next to, you know, monkeys and stuff.
Well, the explanation of the exhibit was, look at how, this is the missing link, look at how closely they resemble animals.
Yeah.
That's literally what the exhibit was in China.
Yeah, I mean, it beggars belief to think that there's this kind of thing. Got 8 hands holding, you know, and then like a black person's hand over there, you got a black child and a chimpanzee, and you've got like a black man and a lion, and then another black man and a baboon. You know what I mean? Next to each other, like, look how similar they look, you know? And this is like an art exhibition.
Let's celebrate it.
Yeah, of course. I just want, the whole point of showing this crap is to show that it's just a part of Chinese society, and it's not frowned upon. It's just accepted as being kind of normal to be racist.
To the point where they literally did a blackface thing for the New Year's Gala, which I covered on my channel.
Yeah, I mean, the New Year's Gala.
That's a Chinese person.
Chinese person dressed up as a black woman. It's a Chinese man, isn't it? Yeah. With blackface on,
and it's just a puff piece. The worst part about this is a puff piece about how thankful Africa should be for China investing in their continent.
Yeah, it's look, see, because they're getting the person in blackface to say, I love China, China's great. You know, but it's actually a Chinese person dressed up as a black person saying this. You know what I mean?
I'm black woman, why couldn't they give an extra?
Then they have like a black person dressed up as a monkey.
Yeah.
I mean, like, seriously. Another thing you have to notice is this is the New Year's Gala. This is, you know, you got Beijing, you got the president, you got all the people out there. A more recent thing, okay, is Kobe Bryant died. Okay, we all know that. Tragic helicopter crash. And immediately on Chinese social media, I'm going to leave it. Anyone who's Chinese can read what's going on in the background. Okay, we're going to give you a little bit of a gist of what's being said in these comments. That you basically got people like this saying, die, N-word, die, I hope you're dead, don't kid around because I bought your shoes. And if you told me you damn N-word, if you told me that you would die so soon, I would have bought more because now they're worth more. And other people are like, please tell me this N-word's really dead. He's dead, right? You know, because now my shoes are worth more. That kind of thing. It's absolutely disgusting, the blatant racism that's there. And please, guys, remember, this is public, you know, WeChat accounts. These are public people that sell shoes and stuff. It's kind of like if you went on Facebook Marketplace and people were, you know, using all this N-word stuff, you know, to talk about Kobe Bryant. Oh, this damn N-word, you know, I got.
But you posted on these same forums anything about critical of the Chinese government, you will be removed. They have the power to remove any post like that. But this is flourishing.
Absolutely.
It's totally fine.
是黑鬼是就是吧, you know, it's like die N-word, die. I beg you, die, you know? What the hell kind of shit is this, China? This kind of racism that we're seeing here is blatant. It's something that the Western world doesn't seem to understand about China. It's that China, like, the society has a sickness, and it's this built-in acceptance of this kind of racism. You know,
Well, I need to justify for a second here.
go.
Not justify racism, but justify the fact that there has been a period of isolation of China would have racist tendencies in society because it was never condemned, right?
Yeah.
And they've been cut off from the rest of the world, so curiosity is one thing.
Mhm.
Maybe shunning a different race because they look too different from you. I can understand why that would happen in such a closed-off communist country.
Yeah.
The problem is that the government hasn't done anything in their almighty power to actually stop that part of society.
No, they're not. They're
That's the
not
problem.
stopping it. They let it continue. Do you think any one of these people that were saying die, N-word, die, got any kind of trouble?
Probably not.
I mean, maybe they got some people leaving nasty
Well,
comments
definitely people
saying like,
defending. A lot of Kobe
"Oh,
fans.
yeah,
in
of
China.
course, man, China, all my Chinese friends love Kobe.
That's
I've got
cool.
several Chinese friends who chose Kobe as their English name.
Yeah.
Okay. So you'll get some people saying like, how dare you say that? But these people are not losing their jobs.
No.
These people are not being taken to task.
They're not getting their comments removed.
No, it just gets to stay up. You know what I mean?
That's the issue.
So, what I'm saying though, not all of us, has had this terrible experience from Chinese. Not all of us have that experience, and what we can say for sure is that every country in the world has its good and has its bad, and there has been problems, as I said before, in the United States where we experience a level of racism in the United States, but it was never as blatant as what we see in China. China will tell you, or Chinese, or some countries, or some town or some city or some organization or institution will tell you out front that you can't come into the store because you're black. You can't enter this section because you're black. They will outright tell you that you can't. Now, in the United States, we do have the white communities, or where they will not allow a black person to be there, but they're not going to tell you out front that no, we won't accept you because you're black. They will actually find a reason to disqualify you. Like they will tell you that, okay, if you're going to live here, you're going to have this, you're going to have that, you're going to have that. And they make sure they find things that you will not be able to have, that you wouldn't be able to have as a black person. So that's the difference between racism in United States as opposed to racism in China. But this is really sick. Now, since recent times, some African countries have been trying to put out Chinese people, and of course these are some of the nice ones, but some nice Chinese now will have to suffer for the bad ones that is doing this evil thing to the black people in China. This is really horrible. And to be honest, I cannot bring back to memory any level of racism that I've experienced before this level. This level is gone to a really bad level, and we hate to see this. Credit scores, thank you very much, Yarn It Out. Credit scores is what they would use to keep black people out of a particular community. They will say, oh, sorry sir, your credit score is below the margin that is acceptable to live in this town or in this community, or whatever. They use different things, so they would not outright tell you that, okay sir, we can't accept you here because you are black, or because you have dreads, or because you don't have straight hair, or because you don't have blue or green eyes, so forth and so on. But we want to say we're sorry for the Africans that have suffered this belittlement, if there is such a term. We are sorry that they have been belittled with this type of behavior, and we are really sorry about it. We see it all the time. The wait staff don't serve us in timely manner. We wait for our food so long. Absolutely. These are some of the things that happen in our world today, and it is very sad. All right, this is not a very long live stream. It's not a very long live stream, so I'm going to just get across what I'm trying to get across as quickly as possible. As a matter of fact, I want to say it is sad, or with sad heart, we are announcing the increase of coronavirus in Jamaica. The cases has increased up to 288 yes, up to yesterday evening. So we have a 4-year-old who died in Jamaica from this virus. It is really sad to say that all of this is happening, and all of this is happening, and all of this is happening. All right, this is an article from Bartlett. Edward Bartlett appoints McNeil to COVID-19 Tourism Recovery Task Force. Tourism Minister Edmund Bartlett has expressed pleasure that the opposition spokesperson on tourism, Dr. Wickham McNeil, has accepted his offer to be a member of the COVID-19 Tourism Recovery Task Force. I am very pleased to announce that we have the support of Dr. McNeil as we collectively tackle the impact of COVID-19 and find solutions that can best help the vulnerable people of our sector who were most impacted. I know that with this help, or with his help rather, and the help of the other key experts, we will develop a sound recovery and growth stimulation framework for the tourism sector. We truly need all hands on deck, said Bartlett. According to the release from the tourism ministry, the task force is to establish a realistic view of the sector baseline or starting position to develop scenarios for multiple versions of the future, establish strategic posture for the sector, as well as a broad direction of the journey back to growth. Now, I'm just gonna stop there, but this thing is really serious though. Jamaica, the cases has risen to more than I'm experiencing a serious problem here. I'm not sure what the problem is, but let me just get what I'm saying out of the way quickly so I can get to where I'm going. All right, so we are rainbow of colors. We should not be ugly to no one. Yes, we are different colors, shade, different race, different everything, and collectively we come together to be one world, one big world. So I'm not sure why some people believe that they are whatever just because of whatever. Anyway, I misunderstood something about my brother William Noel, who is currently streaming. Oh God. Okay, so that's the link. That's the link if anybody choose or wish to join. I'm not sure why I keep getting this static sound from this. I'm not sure why we keep getting the static sound from. All right, I want to say welcome, Derek C. Williams. Thank you for. Oh, he's left. I guess that was too. I'll wait for him to come back. I'll wait for him to come back. Matthew, or Matsi rather, thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. I'm going to await the presence of Derek C. Williams to come back on here. He disappeared just as we. All right, here is Derek C. Williams back with us. Welcome to the show, Derek C. Williams. Welcome, 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 welcome. Thank you so much for coming in.
Soldier for job. TR9 area XY.
Medea family, Medea. I see you learning the Jamaican language.
Me learn every day then. Me learn one day at a time, see?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Be alive, as you can see. If you look behind me, they say everyone outside there. No one is scared in Philly. No one is scared there. No one afraid there. So how are you, sir?
I am doing pretty well. I'm doing pretty well. I am alive and well as you can see. So that's the beauty right now. I'm so happy and thankful that I am alive, like yourself.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's all that matters. Look, I just want to pop in right quick. Look, I want to let you know that I support you without end. I think your platform is great. I think you helping people is without measure, and you're just a good human being. All right, and that's pretty much all I want to say. But being that you put the StreamYard link up, I said, look, let me go ahead on here and say something to him right quick. And I also have to say right quick, let me go ahead and grab. Let's go in the grass. SF Rose give the best hugs on earth.
Oh yeah.
You feel me?
No doubt about that.
Right, and that's pretty much it. So I'm going to go ahead here and step aside for other people who may want to pop in, and you just keep doing what you're doing. You keep pushing here, because I know I'm going to.
Certainly, brother. Certainly. And I want to say much appreciated. You, I appreciate you a lot gracing the stage of the TR News and Reviews. I really do appreciate your presence, and of course, I look forward to the relationship that we have and how we have been building for over the past 6 months. You know, we've had a strong relationship that I am looking forward to continue for a long time. So it's always a pleasure, brother, to see you and to speak with you and to hear you drop some nuggets of whatever knowledge you have to share with us over on this side. I really do appreciate you a lot.
Well, look, real quick, while I got you on, while I have you on the stream, yours, I have to ask you one question. I did a support video for you a few days ago that I have on my channel right now, and in that video, I asked maybe one day in the future, the Soldier for Jah can tell me how he found me and what prompted him to subscribe to my channel, because because to me, I'm still growing. You know, you're a big dog and all that, and I give people their respect. And when I saw you made a comment on one of my videos, I was actually shocked. So maybe right now you can tell me right quick how you found me and what prompted you to subscribe to my channel. That's it. And aside from that, I'm gonna step off.
All right. Okay. I'm gonna answer you. I'm not sure if you want me to answer you while you're on, or you want me to wait until you come off. But I'm going to give you the answer now. I met you in Mommy and Dex stream, and
okay.
And then it was a Friday, and immediately when I met you, I went to one of your video, that video with your daughter when you was trying to tell her how to present or how to do a presentation, and I was like, yeah, I was amazed by that video to say, wow, you know, he's bringing the kid to be brave and to learn how to do a presentation and how to stand up for your right as a black person. And you know, this whole thing it had a great impact on me, and you know, you have been an inspiration since that day, being a father and being the perfect guide behind the child was perfect.
Whoa, well, Soldier for Jah, I'm floored. I never knew that. And I just really wanted to get where you was coming from, and that's all I needed. That's all I needed to hear. And again, you got a supporter in Philadelphia. I don't care if you get 10 million or 30 million. Derek here. I'm impressed. Thank you. I did not realize that you had even saw that video. My daughter is with me at all times. I love my child, and I live through her. So even if I pass tomorrow, Damaris is with me all the time. So again, thank you for taking my call, and you take care of yourself here.
All right, brother.
That's the road. Me friend.
See, enough respect. All right, as we continue, is there anybody else that would love to come up and share a moment? I'm going to drop the link in the stream again. We have time for a few questions. We have time for, you know, if anybody wants to come up and say anything. If you have a story that's going on in your neighborhood, if you have a story that is going on in your town, if you have a story that is happening anywhere around you and you want to come up and share that story of things that you see around, things that is happening, you can certainly come up and share whatever is going on in your town. If you see, what is it like in your town since the COVID-19? Have you experienced any friends that has died? Have you experienced a friend, family, or anybody who passed away via COVID-19? Or, you know, what are there in your county, in your district, in your community that is stressful at the moment? Would you like to talk about it? Would you like to share it with us? How has the situation been treating you? I want to take this time out to say we are thankful for the 21 people that is present now, and we are actually appreciative of you all. I want to say thank you also for liking and sharing the stream, you know, as this channel, you know, has less watch time, and you know, we're trying to build this platform as well. Hopefully sooner than later we will have the need to go to hair salon. Oh, Yarn It Out needs to go to hair salon. Hi TR News and Reviews. Thank you, Tanya and Greg Smith and Tony. Thank you for coming in. Enough respect. We have Alice Victoria in the building. Everything is still closed here in NY. Yes, if you can see, my hair is popping out on the side. My hair is a total mess. I have to try and do my hair myself. Intelligence done right. Black Spring is in the building. Thank you for coming. Oh, Black Spring is actually in the building backstage, looking at me, looking at her. Look at this beauty. What? How do you get to contain this level of? Hold on, let me see.
I think it's me. I'm gonna turn off my YouTube. Ta-da! Voila. All right, PR. How you doing?
I am doing very well, and it's a pleasure to have you on my platform to talk about something, except yourself. So we want to hear about you as well. So we want to hear what your dream is on YouTube. Where do you see yourself? Where do you want to go? What do you want to develop? What do you want to contribute? What do you have to contribute to the community here on YouTube? And how do you see yourself in the very near future? Like, what are your plans, to move forward as a YouTuber?
I just want to say, in terms of YouTube, I just think that I would like to be. I just want to be able to, for one, to just be able to speak openly about things and not have to speak openly in ways that I wouldn't be able to do if I were just, maybe doing something on an Instagram or something that, this is a unique opportunity, I think, on YouTube, because you can connect with so many people, and you can actually grow with these people, because you actually have the chance to be a little bit more personable in the community. And I think people are afraid, they don't like to think anymore. We're not necessarily taught to think in schools anymore. In fact, I think it's actually discouraged. Unfortunately, I think we have a culture that wants to dumb things down and to keep people, they don't want you to ask any questions. They say, no, don't talk about that. If everything's fine, if they just keep shouting everything's fine, then eventually, they convince somebody that everything's just fine, and then they all just kind of submit to it's just fine, and to believe in me, believe I'm going to take care of you, or I'm going to make everything all right, instead of making people. I think people should just be more self-sufficient and self-preserve, and not so easily led by fear, or influenced by the populace, or or what's trending. Just develop your own vocabulary. Even if you don't know if that's what you're describing, but just have your own little mental armory that you're coming with, because you can always fall back on preparation when you don't know what's going to happen next. So
Well said.
that's kind of, I'm. It's not that it's totally clear, but I just think, it's just a different time, and to be a Black American and to speak anything differently other than what's in mainstream, you're going to get the heat for it. And but I've always been, I think, I've always been a standalone type, and I don't mind standing alone. I think I've learned more standing alone than I have, with a tribe or with a whole group of people. And I think I'm able to get in and out, and nobody gets hurt like that.
You're absolutely right, and I would say you're on a successful path at the moment when you understand that you came into this world alone, and at the end of the day, it's going to be left on you. Your success, your progress in life, how you make it through life is solely dependent on you as the individual. So your destiny lies right in your hands. So you've said the right thing, as opposed to standing collectively as a body of people. Well, that works sometimes, and when we are doing group projects, when we are doing things for the community, when we are doing things for our nation, then it becomes a group effort. But when it comes down to your personal life, you can't depend on the president to be there for you. You can't depend on mommy and daddy and sister and brother. Mommy, I was hoping that you would, take that thing away or move that thing. It boils down to you. And for me, I normally say when I do it myself, I feel more comfortable. Because when I'm waiting for you to do it, I have to wait on your time and have you do it how you want to do it. And even when I tell you how I want something done, sometimes you're not pleased at the end of someone doing something for you. So the only way to feel a bit of pleasure or to feel pleased with what a level of satisfaction from any project that you're doing is to do it yourself. So when you can do things for yourself, it normally work out on the benefit of the people. All right, so I see some people in the chat was saying that their town or their city has been closed down or cancelled or postponed. So this summer has been postponed for for some people. We it is now, basically it's now May, and it seemed like we're going for another 4 weeks with this COVID-19. So then, how are you managing? When does it seem like you're going to be out again into regular life? Well, I know what is going to happen, but do you want to tell us how and when, how long from now do you see us back to a normal life? Or in your town or city, when do you see, the town or the state going back to a normal atmosphere?
Well, I'm just going to say, for instance, on a local level, I'm not sure that it's going to go back anytime soon. I think that the city and neighboring cities, I think they're kind of following each other's lead, and and the governor, for one, he's been pretty vague, and I don't see it. I don't see an immediate or a near restoration. I don't see that, but I do see a lot of people standing out and standing up. I mean, I know that I think at least one person has been arrested for a protest that yielded about 400 people, and I can see more of that happening because the culture. I mean, the culture is people. I think people will riot. There's going to be a level of civil unrest. I think if this is not brought to, if this isn't brought to a more reasonable, if there is some transparency or something that we can see that's being done, or I think people want more reasons why they need this level of extension, because I mean, for one, this is the state of California, for instance, that I'm referring to, and we were the first lockdown. And if we're flattening the curve, we've seen a lot of things that contradict all of these guidelines and orders. I'm seeing more signs for masks being required. Now the same grocery store you went to 2 weeks ago, the mask is required now. And I'm not sure about these numbers. The numbers are not, I don't think people are satisfied with the numbers that they've seen. You got hot mics that are going, you got a lot of information out there that makes people feel like this is just, these are just tyrannical, measures. It's a power grab. And I think people want to take the power back. I think at some point they're going to do whatever they feel is necessary. A lot of people are fed up. And I think this is going to run hot in a lot of places. LA, for one, I don't see them just rolling up their beach towels or whatever their pleasure is and saying, "Hey, that's it, sign off." I don't see it, TR. I don't see it. Because people, not only that, just it's also there's a suffering that's happening. You know, you've got people that are not people that are in food bank lines. For miles long, 2 miles long. You just I feel for a lot of people, but I do think it's going to be on the people. I think to make a difference or to get the word out or say, hey, we can't accept this anymore. I'm saying I don't think anybody is going to fight for us. In fact, I don't know if anybody is fighting for us. I don't know when, in a state level. We don't have that kind of leadership. We got a lot of lip service for the people. We have on the federal level, we got a lot of lip service. Got a lot of lip service on the conservative side. We got a lot of lip service on the liberal side. That's another story. But for the people, they want to govern over us rather than for us. And that's not the way this country was. It's not the principle that it was built on. We're following. We've always had a unique democracy, if you will, or republic, and now we're following. We're followers now. We're following those that have that their democracies failed. So we're not standing out right now. So.
That's for real. Even though I asked you the questions and I actually know the answer, but I just wanted to hear your perspective. Well, too bad to say that our beautiful world, or our half beautiful world, is not going back to normality.
No, Tiara, what do you think? Is that you think that we're pretty much, once they take the lid off, where do you think we're going to be?
Now, the thing is, I can't foresee exactly the events after now. I can't tell you that this exactly is going to happen or this exactly is going to happen. What I can tell you is that the world is not going back to a normal world based on the plan and the mandates of the heads of government, for those that are doing their things, or for those behind the conspiracy. This thing is not going back to normal because it's a chain of event that will be happening. So this whole 5G and this whole increase on technology is where we're going. So if I may say, we are going into a technological world where everything is into advanced technology. We're heading into a world with advanced technology. So what we're expecting to see is, all right, so we have a more digital platform that is taking over. So we're looking into less manpower on the jobs. So we will have more robots working. Too close to the mic, TR. Well, no, this mic is not working. This mic is only there, but I'm actually using the mic from the. Oh, probably I'm just talking loud, so I just need to bring my phone. I'm just a loudspeaker, that's it. I'm just a loudspeaker, so I will just try to calm my voice down. I'm very I'm very passionate about what I do, so sometimes my entire being comes out when I'm speaking. But let me try to lower my voice. Now, my personal feelings or my personal belief is that the world is not going back to normal, because the world is being run by a high-class technology right now, and everybody, the rich people is looking to get richer, and everything is being bonded around the rich people. They invent it so much so that the rich will get richer. Well, we know that according to Bible prophecies, if we're going to look at Bible prophecies, these were all prophecies that were supposed to be fulfilled now in this time. So while we have, so there used to be the taxi system. Let's talk about the taxi system, especially let's talk about New York, where there used to be the just trains and taxi. So a lot of people in New York would not buy a car because of how clustered New York is. Everybody is just jumbled together in a tin, and so how you travel is via the train, or you have a bike, or you use the taxi service. Now, the taxi service has gone down while we have Uber and Lyft come up. So everything now has to do with a call and technology. And then now it is going to move, if it's going to move away from just Uber and Lyft with a guy driving. We are moving into a world where the cars are driving themselves. So when you call for your Uber or your Lyft, a car is going to be at your gate waiting, and you jump into your car. You don't have to say good morning or good night. You just put your GPS in and off to your destination. You don't have to be in contact. So the world that we're going into is a world where we're going to really be social distance, because social distance is a practice for what is to come. I'm not sure if anybody understands what is going on. Social distance is a practice of what to come. So there will not be a congregation of humans gathering in big bunch or big packs or big congregation. It's going to be a case where everything, you speak to everything. That's why you see Siri. You have Siri and what's the other lady name?
Alexa.
Alexa, you want your lights turned off. Alexa, turn the light off. Light is off. Alexa this, Alexa that. Alexa, what time is it? 3:45. Alexa, am I having sex tomorrow night? Alexa, well, I'm not sure about that, TR. You might have to upload that to the database. But what I'm basically saying, we're living into a world where we're going to be talking to things. It is more a digital platform. There will not be a person down the stairs or up the stairs. Your landlord will not be a person. You will just swipe your card. Your lease is paid. Your rent is paid. You're not coming into contact with anybody. Now, at the end of this, the whole 5G network is to be more advanced, so much so that it will control us. So when we gather in a group, it's harder to control, or to watch every individual person and the move that they make. But with the social distance, now, if you're 6 feet apart from your neighbor or your friend, then they get to control you. They know where you go. They know where you live. They know when you sleep. They know when you eat. They know when you do everything. So we are going into a world where all our information will be in a database controlled by a group of people. Of course, those group of people will be the elite. The elite, the deep state, the mafia, the CIA, the FBI, all these people, along with the military, will be in control of every civilian. So what is going to happen? We're going to really lose our rights as civilian to operate into our countries the way we would want to. Our business and our everything will be owned and locked down by the country, or the governors, or the whomever is in control. So this is where we are really going. And that's why I say our world, sorry, is not going back to normal, because this is just the platform that has been set for what is to come. So it is going to be from episode to episode to episode, from one event to the next event. So after this whole COVID-19, we're going to have another serious problem, but the name will not be COVID-19. It will be another name with a similar pattern or trace to COVID-19. So let's say COVID-19 is over and we don't have to wear masks anymore, but we still have to maintain social distance, or we still have to, do other things. So now they have the chip coming in. Some people call it the mark of the beast. Some people call it 666. Some people call it whatever. We will not be able to operate or to function properly in this world without the implant of this little thing that they are giving us, because that is going to have the key, the information. Is going to have everything that is connected to the main database. So You know, you walk up to the bank, you won't be swiping a card to go in there anymore. You put your hand up, it sends that you are Eliana White. Okay, open up because you're a part of the system, so the bank will open for you. And then everything is going to be a code. You know, everything is going to be a code. So it's all going to be a digital world, numbers and facial identity. So what a lot of people did not know, when 4G was invented, and because before 4G there was 3G, there was 2G, but when 2G was invented, there was just, people used to just text and call. You could not have video calls because we weren't upgraded to this level yet. Now, when they invented 3G, people start making video calls, and what a lot of people did not know is that during this video call, your identity was stored in a database, so you can never run from the system for the rest of your life, because your picture is there, your voice is there, your gestures is there. So when you talk and you say, yeah man, so may I say, you know, they have all your information. So what they can do, they can clone you. And as a matter of fact, we all know of the human trafficking, where they take you, they take your body parts and so forth and so on. They will try to make another you as well. You know, we are living into a world that you don't even understand. Anyway, Matsi, thank you for coming through. Good night to you. Thank you for being here. I'm sorry, yarn it out. I have trouble remembering passwords. Me too. Well, it is serious though. But what are your thoughts into the new world? Because it is called a new world order. You know, we're gonna be diving into a new world order where everything is we're moving eventually. Believe it or not, eventually we are not going to have a Democratic Party and a Republican Party. It's going to come down to one. So it's going to be either all Democrats or all Republicans, or they're going to just remove Democrats and Republicans and just have the one world order. So everybody has to answer to the same government. You know, that's where we're heading to, where all the world, the entire world, will have to answer to this one person. Now, the other thing that is going to happen is that not only that we're going into a one world government, but why China is behaving the way they are behaving, why China is behaving the way they are behaving, is because at the end of the day, China want to make sure that they are that one world government. They want to be that one where the world have to say, hail thee, O China. We can't survive without China. So that's why China has been making a country or a little town into every country. So every country that you ever visit, you will find a town by the name of Chinatown. So they have, no, in Jamaica, believe it or not, a lot of people don't know that the Chinese actually almost own Jamaica. Now, they have presented a feasible deal to prime ministers and, you know, president from different countries. They have presented them with a deal to say, all right, here what, we're going to give you this, we're going to give you road. So the infrastructure that they place into different community, when you go to Nigeria, all the roads and the highways and most of that in Nigeria is controlled and owned by Chinese. Same thing in Jamaica. All the new roads that was built in Jamaica, the highways and the toll roads and the blah, 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 they're all owned by the Chinese. So the Chinese present to you, all right, I will give you this road. And guess what? The road that they built in Jamaica will take Jamaica until 2050 to finish pay for the road. So they will be paying, let's say they're paying $2 billion per year for the road. And they will have to pay $2 billion per year to the Chinese until 2050. So basically, Chinese owns a part of Jamaica as it is right now. And eventually, I am sure, that they want Jamaica to be a Chinese colony, as Dr. Umar Johnson said. Eventually, Jamaica is going to be the first country owned by the Chinese, and so that's where they're going. Because if you know, back in the days, we normally have British, what you call it? You have the what you call the little islands again that America owns?
It's the Virgin Islands.
The Virgin Islands. You see, like how US have a couple islands that they own as the Virgin Island. That's what the Chinese government was trying to do this whole time, to own a piece of island for themselves. So Jamaica will be, what you gonna call it now? I can't even find a name for it. But yes, they're after Matsy, they're after the minerals, they're after the oil, they're after the gold, they're after all the wonderful things that you can find in the Caribbean and in Africa. They're after it, and they're looking forward to be, behind it fully as the owners, or as the rightful owners. But they you know what? They are very smart thinkers, and they plan their thing over the years and watch it come into full effect. So they have been doing a good job, I must say. If I should copy them or give them their due respect, I will say the Chinese are very smart people. They know exactly how to put things into place to make things happen. So when they get into your country, they get in and they bring their people and they employ their people. So at the end of the day, you're not working for the Chinese. They are working for themselves, and they make sure that they wring dry the economic, or they wring dry all the resources from. Are you laughing over there? I am giving a speech back here and you're laughing. Excuse me, guys. Excuse me. I was hoping that you did not hear that I actually, when you talk a lot, sometimes a little burp comes across, and but excuse me. Thank you. Let me see, because some things are slipping by while I'm speaking. Religion. Out of here. Way of the Future is the 501 C3 protected faith founded by Anthony. I need to have this talk with Derek C. Williams one of these days, because it seems somehow that we have a similar knowledge as to what is going on in the world. Religion has nothing to do with it. Well, it depends on the aspect of religion that you're looking at. It depends on the aspect of the religion that you're looking at. There's a slight measurement of religion that is a part of the deal. Now, if I should tell you the part of religion that is a part of this is the Pope of Rome, the Roman Empire is a big part of this thing. They are behind some of the things. So if that's the perspective or the aspect that you're looking on the whole thing that is going on, well, from that angle, it has something to do with religion. So it's not just a Baptist pastor who is talking something. It's not just Buddhism or Allah. The fight or the war is not between the different faith or the different religious beliefs, but it is behind a particular people that are religious people. So when you think of the Pope of Rome and the Catholic Church, they are behind a lot of things that is happening now and that will be happening in the very near future. So I mentioned this on one of my page recently, that the Bible speaks of two churches, regardless of the fact that, we have the Presbyterian, we have the Baptist, we have the Moravian, we have the Adventist, we have the Catholic, we have the Church of God of the Reborn, we have this and that. We have so many denominations, so many churches. But the Bible, unfortunately, speaks of only two churches. So regardless of the multiple names, the multiple denominations, and the multiple this and that and blah, 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 the Bible speaks of the true church and the false church. Now, in the end, or in the end time that we're going into right now, the real fight and the real war is going to be between church, state. And of course, the state and the false church is going to be on the same side. Then there will be the true church. So true church versus state and false church that will come together as one entity or one unit. Now that is where everything is going to happen, because as it is for the mark of the beast and the that whole story. Now, political warfare is the mark of the beast. The mark of the beast is not a number. The number is the mark of a man that traces back to genealogy and a whole different story. Now, it's a bunch of things that were added up to make the numbers equal into three equal parts. 666. There's a reason behind those numbers. I will have to do a whole presentation on the numbers and what they really signifies. Now, as it goes for the other side, which is the mark of the beast. Now, the beast is not a person, but the beast is rather power, or political affiliates, or a group of people that come together to do crazy shit, if I should say that. But but the beast is that. And then the mark of the beast is the political warfare that will be happening, the whole things that is scheduled to come into play, because there's a lot of things that I'm going to have to do a whole story on that, because it takes up a wide but just so that I don't be a total chatterbox, chatting my way through and have this wonderful lady sitting right here and just looking at me. No, she's looking at the chat, sorry, while I'm looking at her. Let's have her say, something, because there's a lot of things that is really going on. And if the truth of what is going on right now should pop out, you would be surprised of the people that are a part of this whole mess. It is really scary, as you say, Nana's Crafty Corner. It is really, yes, Jason Buchanan, vaccine and so on and so on and so on. That is perfectly right. The vaccine. Watch, people will be forced to cry for a few days. Yes, absolutely. People will be forced to cry for a few days. So we're looking into some serious things that will be happening soon. So what's your belief, or what's your take on current happenings, and what is to come in the very near future? What is your plan for change? Because we're definitely going into a world that will change. By the way, do you have children?
I don't. No, I don't.
You don't have children. Are you married?
I'm not married, no children. Single at the moment, single for a while now. And I'm good with that for now. It's, at peace. I'm in a state of peace that I want to. That's another show, DR. That's another show.
Okay.
But I will tell you, I can see exactly what you mean. These elites, the people that have these resources with the power gives them the resource and the influence. I do think that they are running the roost. And I think that it's making us, we the people, powerless. And of course, I think when it comes to these politicians or the government, they've already been converted. We are the ones that are the last to know. They've seen the past, and they already know. And to me, basically, we're already playing by their rules. So I can see exactly what you're saying. About what they have planned for the future, because it has nothing to do with what you and I want individually. It's what they've already set the template. And if you don't jump on, if you don't get up, if you don't stop worshiping your skin color, or stop falling in love with your being a victim, you're gonna be a casualty in this movie. Because to me, we're watching a movie play out that's been written a long time ago. Mm-hmm. And I just think I just don't see. I don't think we're going back to the free people, the free will. I think all of I don't even think that you got the words essential and non-essential. They've got a whole lexicon already set up. It's already set up to go the way they want. They need things to crash. They need economic crash to have to restore their own capital, gains, or they need this chaos. They need it. And yeah, but there's lots of shadows, and some of the shadows, the layers, you can't even see them, but they've been in place for a long time. You're looking at a Bill Gates. Well, what medical credentials does Bill Gates have? He's a technocrat. I mean, would you let him pull your tooth? Would you let him, give you something for a sore throat? No, but he wants to vaccinate the whole world, for goodwill, as a gesture of goodwill. But I don't, I'm going to tell you, for a long time I didn't really believe in evil or darkness, but I do now, because to me you can't have one without the other. So I can't say that I was naive, but I can say that people have motivations for what they've done in the past, and it's certainly they don't do. If it doesn't take them somewhere in the future, they wouldn't be doing it. And I do consider, the Bill Gates, the Zuckerbergs, there's many. You have the Rockefellers, and China should rule. China should rule as number one in the new world, because the U.S. had the previous world were number one, pre-new world. So I can see it's playing out like that. It's kind of like they're gods. I mean, they think they're gods. If they're not gods, they got a god complex, a sociological god complex. They do, because of their money. We're not that worthy. We're just kind of like, they show their displeasure for their goals, and then they have to reset us for prosperity, reset us for their own stability. And I just think that's where it is. Yeah, a lot of people haven't woke. A lot of people refuse. They want to be willfully blind. They want to make everything about. Of course, I know there's disparities, but I do think that God allows for people to struggle. What is it? There's a saying. There's something. What a proverb that says that you don't get more than you can handle. Well, people, I guess they forgot about all of that. I think I've learned that there are religious people, and then there are Christian people, and then there are some people that I'm not sure what they don't believe in anything. They don't have social constructs or institutions that they yield to. But that's pretty much it. That's for now. Every day I learn something new every day. Or I think this thing is, everybody says, "Oh, get your popcorn and this and that." I'm like, yeah, I got my. Right now, you got jujubes and M&Ms and gummy bears and everything to watch the movie. Because it's a new turn every time you look around. So I'm so glad you're on. I'm like, hey, I want to come on TR News Live.
You've said things so perfect, because the whole plan. Now the whole thing was a plan. It was a blueprint. This whole thing, the life that we've been living recently, it is so sad that they have planned our lives for us. So all of what we're doing now is according to their plan. So many of us don't even realize that we're on their schedule, doing what they want, how they want, because they say that we have to do this, we must do that, and things are becoming mandatory. It's becoming a law for you to travel wearing a mask. You have to keep your social distance and blah blah blah. Now I see welcome Patrick Jane Forums, thank you for coming in. Greg Manley as well. I see Derek C. Williams was mentioning something about a movie, Twilight Zone, that is now basically our reality. Now we've seen several clips in movies, or certain footages in movies back in the days that we thought it was next to impossible. We wondered, we called them lies, we called them theories, we call them all kind of things. But what we didn't know is that most of the things that we seen in a movie, they were actually on a blueprint for the future world. You know, there were things that they were planning to do in real life in the future. But they present it to you in a movie and you say, no, that ain't true. A car driving by itself? No, that ain't true. That's a lie. There is no car in the world that can drive by itself. You see the different spaceship. You see the different the elements that they use for war. You know, when people saw the first drone, they had no idea what that was going to be. But let me tell you something, guys. This war that is going to be, World War III, is going to be the most dangerous and the most effective war that has ever been here. Because gone are the days when, excuse me again, gone are the days when, gone are the days when, you know, there would be a soldier running behind you with a M16, and depending on the range, he could not kill you or shoot you because, you know, it would pass the 1 mile that the bullet from an M16 can travel, and so he would be running you to get to you to shoot you down. Now, what could happen in that scenario is that the soldier could get tired or he could lose you. Now, in the new war that is going to happen, a man will not be running after you to shoot you down. There will be a little thing, probably as big as this, a drone that is as big as this, and this thing will be running you down and hunting you to kill you. So while they will assign, and that will be the power or the heights of technology with this whole 5G world that is coming, they will assign a drone or a little device to you that will be chasing you no matter where you go, and that will have your ID, your information, all that is in the database is going to be placed in this little thing, and while you are running, you can't leave it, and wherever you run, it find you and it will kill you. So there will be 1 man or 5 man into, like, say, let's say a basement or a building with some big computers and, you know, big, you know, buttons and stuff, and all they're going to do is to put your name in the database. Of course, you're going to have your little thing in your microchip will be in you, so that will be what the thing will be hunting down. You know, you're not, for instance, your number as a person will be, let's say your number is 975. That's your number, and the number is placed into your palm via this little microchip. And when they activate whatever they are using to kill you, it will find you anywhere you are, because it's just like a, what you call it, like a navigation, like a GPS then. Mm-hmm. So when you put a GPS in a car, so the cars that are coming out that are self-driven, all that is going to happen in those cars, they will have GPS that will take you from point A to point B. Now, the car doesn't have eyes, the car doesn't have ears, but sensors and data and, you know, whatever is going to, that's the same thing. So there will not be a man. I have been ready for whatever. I pray for all children. Yes, we have to pray at the end of the day. But I want to tell you something. Regardless of the fact that we have to pray for the things that is coming and the plagues that will be on mankind, I will tell you this: you better plan to do more than praying, because the thing is, when God gave us dominion, as a matter of fact, when God created us, God created a plan for us. He created a path and a plan for us, but he left us with the choice or the decision to choose if we go left or we go right. So if we're going to stand and say, God, I am clueless of where to go, please show me where to go, God. When you open your eyes, you will see 2 roads, and you still have to decide if you go left or you go right. So at the end of the day, it boils down to the decision you make. You're going to have to develop your mind and get ready for war, because God is not going to be protecting. There's a particular time when God is set to come. So according to biblical analogy or biblical references, God is not going to come until the war between his chosen people is about to be killed. So when his chosen, when the war gets so hot or so stiff or so strong that the chosen, the one, I'm not sure if you read the scripture that God said he sealed his people for his coming. So God sealed a certain amount of people for himself, for his name's sake. And when he comes, he's coming for those that were sealed by God. And in Revelation, the fight was between the beast and those that are sealed. So when the mark of the beast, which is political affiliated wars that will be carried out against Christians and those that are believers of the faith, that is when, you know, God is going to put in his appearance. So you know, somebody asked me the question recently on my show about the coming of Jesus Christ and so forth and so on, and I was telling this person that, of course, according to the Bible, we don't know the day or the hour when, you know, the Son of Man shall put his appearance in. But what I do know, that it wasn't that day. I said I know that Jesus is not coming Wednesday of this week, yes, and I can safely say Jesus is not coming today either, and I don't think Jesus is coming tomorrow. As much as I don't know when he's coming, I can almost safely say that Jesus is not coming today, because there are some prophecies that are left to be fulfilled according to the Bible. Let me just say that. So let's take my opinions out of the there's a word for it, out of the equation. Take my opinions out of the equation, and and just talk about biblical theories, biblical theologies, according to Revelation, according to Bible prophecies, according to Daniel and Isaiah. And I'm so sorry that I can't go to the verses that I want to talk about, because this was not meant to be a Bible study, so I was not prepared for this. But according to that, according to those prophecies, and then according to those in Revelation, there has to be the fulfillment of prophecies before the Son of Man return for the world. So until we see those, we know that he's definitely not coming today, because this did not happen yet, this did not happen yet, that did not happen yet, no, that did happen yet. So all right, that's it for the part of the religious belief. Now, as it is, probably will be coming when you least expect it. No, that is what is going to happen. Of course, if there is a coming back of Christ, it will be when you least expect it. That day when you least, you know, expect that. What's going on here? Hold on. Oh, I'm still on. It's just the computer decided to sleep on me. Hold on. Let me just get back here. This computer is said to sleep on me. All right. Can you just talk to them for me, please, till I get back here?
Sure.
Coming.
So you want me to talk?
Yes, I wanted you to talk, but
Okay. Well, yeah, I mean, I'm, you know, of course, you know, some people will go back and forth with you on, you know, from a Christian's perspective, or, you know, as to what the end looks like or what it doesn't look like. Well, you know, well, what day is it, or what day? I'm like, well, I didn't give a date. I'm just suggesting that, you know, we have enough to see that, as my dad used to say. My dad used to say all the time, the Bible is fulfilling, is what my dad used to say. And he didn't put a date or a time on anything. He just said, you know, here's the notion. You know, the Bible is always fulfilling. And this is no, you know, I think this is probably no different than that. I think it's similar to what you're saying. But yeah, you know, it's, you know, I think, you know, it'll be, I think it'll be those that are preparation. I think I go back to just being prepared, and when you're prepared, you're left fearful, and whether that means you're planting a garden or you're as they say, the word, whatever that word is, or praying to whoever your God is. I mean, you can be prepared, but some people don't choose to do either. Some people choose to go buy a TV with their stimulus check, and they choose to do that. But they're not doing anything for self-preservation. But I think that's important, and I'm always inspired to hear your interpretations, your biblical interpretations, and I'm very impressed. Very impressed with the TR show, TR News Live. So you got a nice brand, sir. Let me help you say.
Thank you. For those people that speaks a lot about the coming of Jesus Christ, it's not so much about the coming of Jesus Christ that you must be prepared for, but actually for your expiry date as an individual. That's what you really prepare for. So you might not live to see the face of Jesus. You might not live to see the return of a Jesus that you believed in, but what is certain is that you're going to die. And that's what you are to be prepared for, because that's the minute or the hour that you don't know. You don't know if you're going to die tomorrow. You don't know if you're going to die tonight. So, earlier on I was saying that I am certain that Jesus Christ is not coming tonight. Now, what I am not certain about is if I'm going to die tonight. I can't say that. As much as I can say Jesus is not coming tonight, I cannot say I am not going to die tonight. That's what I can't say. So that's the real preparation. There's only one God, but many gods. Yes, Negrita Harris, I'm not sure if you're in a conversation with somebody, but yes, that is also my belief. There is one true God. Well, how you state it is not, hold on, let me put it up here. How you state it, this might not be the way you want to state that conversation. There is only one God, but many gods. I'm not sure if that is making a lot of sense, if I should think of it. But if you rephrase it though, maybe it's the second, hold on, hold on. Maybe that's the second coming death. Yes, Jason, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. But as it be for gods, you can't even say there is one true God, because there are actually more than one true God. But it depends on your perspective of truth, because every God is a God in its own right. So you have, let's say you have the God of the clouds, the God of the first heaven, the God of the third heaven, the God of, because I'm not sure if sound is scratchy. Am I sounding scratchy again? I'm going to have to end this live if I'm still sounding static.
I did hear it was a little bit earlier, like quite a bit earlier, but on my end it smoothed out a bit. And shout out to Derek C. Williams.
All right, I'm going to stream for another. It's now 8:11. I'm going to stream for another another 19 minutes. I'm going to stream for another 19 minutes. Let me see. One God, man has many God, I guess. Yes. But did you know, for those that are here and you're talking about religion and you're talking about God and you're talking about who is Jehovah God? Who is God, Jehovah? All right, so there is many titles to the main God that everybody subscribe to. So you have Elohim, you have oh my God, there are like 73 titles to God, and I actually know all 73, but sometimes when I am put on a spot to call the names is when I forget them. On a different day I can call so many names: Jehovah, Elohim, God, God Almighty, the bright and morning star, the lily of the valley, the omniscient one, you know, and you could go on and on and on and on and keep on going on. Now, for those of you who did not know, there is a first heaven. And I'm talking according to the Bible here. I'm not talking about my personal perspective or my personal opinion. According to the Bible, there is a first heaven. According to the Bible, there is a second and a third heaven. Now, there was a documentary out that there was gods that is responsible for different different creations or different things. So there is God Almighty. And then it's almost like God gave different jobs to different gods. So there was like a god of the cloud, there was a god of the earth, there's a god of this, there's a god of that, and there's like multiple gods. But as it is for the Bible, for what the average people know of, is that there are the earthly gods. Earth has a lot of gods, and then there is the Almighty God, who is the God of all gods. So if we should separate the different gods, now the earthly gods would have been a true God in their rights. So if there is a god of this or a god of that, it's or him or her is a true god or goddess in his or her own right. But then there is the Almighty God. So you have to use like the titles to differentiate the God in which you speak of. So if you want to say, you know, God Almighty, you know, Elohim, you know, God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, God of Isaac, God of the lion's den, God of, you know, you have different ways to define the God in which you speak. But yes, as I was saying before, the preparation is truly for your life as opposed to mainly the coming of the Lord. So the focus that many people have missed. SF Rose is saying right. I'm not sure what she's saying right too. She don't understand what I'm saying. But I'm kidding. SF Rose?
Yes.
Oh, she's lost. See, I was right. I was right. So all right. So guys, I was saying basically, the most important thing is not to focus on the coming of Christ. You know, let me prepare my life because I don't know when Christ is coming. I don't know when God is coming back to claim his earth and his people. So let me get my life straight. You should be preparing for your exit on earth. You know, when do you exit? You have no idea. So while I can safely say God is not coming tonight or Jesus is not going to return tonight, I can tell you, I can't tell you if I'm going to die tonight. So that's the problem. I don't know when I'm going to die, if it's going to be the next 2 minutes, the next 5, 10 minutes, the next hour, 2 hours, 3 days, or 500 years. I don't know when I'm going to die. So the point is, we have to prepare ourselves and we have to lawfully enjoy ourselves to the best of our ability. There is no time to stress and wonder, you know what is going to be, how it's going to be. There's no time for that. You got to prepare your body, your soul, and prepare your spirit for your exit in earth. You wanted to say something?
No, I love your use of the word lawfully prepare yourselves, or you used the word lawfully, and I thought that was, that was great in many contexts. I think that we have, that people want to be, that some people, I mean, I don't know, they subscribe to something that's like a lot more law less, and then they're, and then the standards, and you just don't have a, there's not a lot of truth, without that, or even a lot of logic, without that, or value. So
I normally tell people to enjoy themselves as much as possible, but some people take it out of context, believing that to enjoy yourself to the fullest extent is to go for your fantasies, and sometimes your fantasies means sleeping with the next door boyfriend. Go sleep with your friend partner. That is a fantasy, and that is against the law. So that's why I have to just make sure I put the lawful aspect into it, because you don't just go and enjoy yourself and forgetting that you have a law to abide by. You know, there is, forget the Mosaic law, forget the biblical laws, and then there is the laws of man. Then there is the law of the land, there is the law of the government, there's laws upon laws upon laws upon laws. And you have to remember that you have to abide by the laws, so you don't lead yourself into a spot where you get to a level of incarceration because you've violated some level of laws. And laws has to be taken into consideration. There are so many laws, that govern life, that govern the land, that govern overall human beings. And without the law, there is a lot of misunderstanding that many of us would not be able to come to terms with how to do things. There would be chaos all over the land if there was more lawlessness. So we have to abide by the simple laws, the civil law of the country. So in wrapping up, we have about 11 minutes. I have 11 minutes to go. I'm not sure if anybody else is in the chat that would like to come up, but since we just have 11 minutes, maybe we should not let anybody else come up. But what I would say, if there is any question down there, if you have a question, Jason Buchanan is saying, life, what's a blessing? As a matter of fact, that is something I say on a daily basis, that life is the greatest gift that one can ever have. And how you treat life determine actually how you progress in life. When you're ungrateful about life, like when you innocently take another brother's life, you're cutting your own short, because it shows that you are not appreciative of life. You're taking it away. So even if you did not kill yourself, but you killed your brother, you kill your spouse, you kill your husband, you just kill somebody, you're not appreciative of life. And then your life too will be taken away before you know it, because life is the most precious gift. Life is the most gracious gift. Life is the best gift anyone can have. And we have to do all the things to show that it is the best thing. How do you treat a gift? How do you treat a present when you get a present? How do you treat a trophy? You hang it up, you dust it, you look at it, you take care of it, because it is a special gift. So you want to make sure that you take care of life. And when I say take care of life, it doesn't mean just take care of your life. You just need to take care of every life. You just need to show respect to life. You just don't go around killing animals. You just don't go around killing a living creature just because. You better have a good reason to kill the animal, or a good reason to even kill the tree. You don't just go into the forest and decide to start cutting down the trees, killing them for what? You better have a good reason. And so life and the force of life is precious, and we have to take care of life in every aspect of life. And so our life will be treated more with respect. You live longer when you respect the life that you have, knowing that you can't give life, so you should not take it. Before we go, I'm not sure if anybody has any question. I was saying, if you have a question, we can take a question right now if you want to. By the way, I hope that you all have been connected to Black Spring with Autumn, my special guest, who I did not plan for to be my guest. She became my overall guest tonight. So if you don't have her, make sure you get connected to her. Let me see if I can find your link and put it in the chat, or if SF Rose can get her link and put it in the chat real quick. For those of you who are wondering who this wonderful girl is, yes, she's single, but she's not looking for a boyfriend. She's also
I don't know, what is it, a peaceful tour? I'm on it, but I'm not shut down. I'm not completely shut down, and I'm not numb, okay? I have a pulse, but but yeah, just what is it? Love is a battlefield. It can be. Yeah, but I'm so glad I got to come on. I mean, this is my first time, maybe second show I've ever been on. So I'm glad to have the opportunity, and I love the royal family. You know, it's always a royal feeling, and your wisdom is pretty regal. TR, I gotta tell you. So.
Thank you. All right, so here's a question. Nana's Crafty Corner, Donna is asking, do you think my ex-husband will be punished for sleeping with another woman being married? And without thinking, the answer is yes. I don't even have to think about it. The answer is yes. He will be punished for adultery. And there is something that a lot of people don't know. There is something that a lot of people don't know. You know, somebody say, the Bible say, the wages of sin is death, but the gift of God is eternal life. Now, what a lot of people don't understand, that the moment you sin against God is that you have transgressed the law. And then the wages of sin, which is the transgression of God's law, is death. Now, what happened is that I love to say according to the Bible, because there's a lot of things that will not make sense if I don't say according to the Bible. There's a lot of people who don't believe in the Bible, and a lot of people don't believe in God and, you know, the whole Jesus business. A lot of people, my beliefs are kind of crazy too, but I will say, even when you're saved by the grace of God, the mediator, which is Jesus Christ, is between man and God, making intercession for man. So when man sin, it is Jesus in the middle that is saying, God, give him a chance, you know, because God is kind of quick to wrath, you know, God will cut you off. So Jesus is the one in the middle making the intercession to say, Father God, remember I died on Calvary cross for the remission of this person's sin. So God, give this person a chance. And that's why many of us have a chance according to the Bible. Now, as it is for the wages of sin, when you sin and when you commit adultery, it's one of the 10 commandments. It is in the laws that thou shalt not commit adultery. So when a man commits adultery by sleeping with another woman while he's still married to you, and as a matter of fact, according to the Bible, Nana's Crafty Corner, that man is still your husband, even though you call him ex. Until he is dead, he remains your husband according to the Bible. So as long as this man is alive, you can separate from him, you can divorce him, but you yourself can't be married to another man, because if you are now married to a man, you are also committing adultery. So then you are at fault as well. So the only way to not commit adultery is to reunite with your husband or stay without a husband. So
Wow.
that's how the Bible operates. You know, that's how it is in the Bible. So if you want to go around it, then you have to forget about the Bible and do things your own way. And, you know, hopefully I won't ever get married again or have a boyfriend. I don't want to ever hurt like that again. You could just kill a man married again to another man. I'm kidding.
Oh, God. You know what, PR? I just have to say, you have an amazing way with words. You know, I love that you have this. It's a great interpretation, and it's you know, I don't know. Are you going to be doing some spirituality or TR's Christian Hour or anything? That's, you know, I love your spiritual brokerage there. It was kind of brilliant there.
There's actually one reason why I don't indulge too much into religious lectures, because most of the things that has been placed on us is from a opinionated perspective. A lot of the things were the rules of some churches. You know, some churches just come up with a rule and they force it on the Christians as the word of God, when the Bible did not say anything about, you know, not wearing pants to church, or, you know, a woman wearing pants, or a woman, you know, styling her hair or wearing jewelry. There's nothing in the Bible that goes against that, but there are churches that believe women should not wear pants. Women should not, I mean, the black woman should not straighten her hair or curl it. She should leave it all natural. Then there is the church that believe a Christian can't wear jewelry, and most of these things are not biblical. And while they impose these doctrines on the church, and people fight against the opinion of a pastor or a deacon or an evangelist, or the professor, or the guy who is lecturing, or the teacher. I hate to sometimes get into a debate, because most people don't know what to talk about or how to even deliver what they're trying to debate. Now, when you debate somebody like me, I'm going to combine a bunch of things. I'm not just going to debate you from the Bible or from one perspective. I'm going to say, according to what is written in the Quran, those that worship Allah, the people who worship Allah, they believe that Allah and Jesus Christ are two similar beings, and blah 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 and blah blah blah. Now, when you study Egyptology, when you get into a little bit of Greek and Hebrew language, you realize that while English was translated from Greek, Hebrew, and down to English, there's a lot of things that is not placed back into perspective when it comes down to the English language. And that's why so many people read the Bible and don't understand it. So many people read the Bible and read the same chapter, the same verse, and have a different understanding of it. They have a different belief of what is happening. It's totally different. And it's the only book to date. If 15 different church read one scripture, it is 15 different perspectives of the same scripture. The Bible is the only book that confuses so many people, and there's a reason for that. That reason I will not get into now, because that's going to take another 25 years to finish study. But the Bible is the only book. The mathematician does not have this problem. The science book does not have the problem. Every book that you ever read, you know, it says one thing, and all the scientists understand what is written in the science book. The mathematician, the same formula to solve a problem remains the same across the world. So 1 and 1 is 2. In Jamaica, it is 1, it is 2 here, and everywhere in the world you go, the language is different, but the answer is the same. In the church, they read the same scripture and they have 200 different answers to one scripture, and that's why you have so many denominations and people messing around and talking crap, and you know, people have their own opinions and their own beliefs, and their, you know. But I will say, at the end of the day, one has to get into a personal relationship with his or her inner self, or I would normally say your higher self. You better get connected to your higher chakras. Make sure that your third eye vision is open. Make sure your pineal gland is operating, or is in full operative force, because if you can't see via the third eye, you will remain in one dimension for the rest of your life. And there are far too many dimensions in life that you could access different sections of your brain, but because you're just settled with what your mom told you growing up. Well, my mother said that I should this and I should that, and my daddy said I should this and I should that, and that's where you're going to die, with your mother's and your father's doctrine. So you didn't take any time out to search yourself, your being. What do you want out of life? Am I going to do something that I've always wanted? But you're living your mother's life, you're living your father's life. What about your life? How do you like to live your life? Because basically, if you live under the traditions of your mom and your dad, you're still living their life. You're not living your lives yet. So you got to learn how. Yes, I've heard that at ATD. ATD. What's ATD again? I wanted to not just say it. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So, Hmm? Okay. All right. I've gone over the 11 minutes. Yes, I have heard that. Okay. Oh, ATD is actually in the chat.
Yeah. Your initials.
Ah,
I did not see it. I did not see it. Jesus said, "Many will come in my name." Yes. Yes. ATD, sorry. I did not even realize that there was a person in the chat by the name of ATD. So when I see Nanas was saying, I'm like, who is she talking about having attention deficit? Is it me? Anyway, guys.
nice. Love the
Anyway,
chat.
it has been a fantastic chat. It has been a fantastic, and I would say very immaculate that I got to speak with Black Spring this evening on my chat. It has been a pleasure having you on panel, and I will say thank you so much. And for those, this is not a growth stream, just so you all know, but because we have our guests, and you know, when you sit or stand or whatever you do and listen to a guest that sound very intelligent, it sound like this person is worth a subscription. So that's why I say drop the link of her. So if anybody feel like they like how she speak, then this is basically the same way she sound on her channel. Her delivery is precise. She delivers what she comes to deliver over by her channel. So I want to say again, thank you so much for coming. And if there's anything that you want to say in your outro, then it's your time.
I just want to say, for one, thank you for having me, the TR News Live, and yes, thank you for giving me the opportunity, and thanks to the great people in the chat, the great royal family, and yes, everybody stay encouraged and read a little bit. Read yourself into encouragement when all else fails. And thank you.
That's absolutely a nice way to I like this show better than the other one. Oh my god. You know, it's funny that there's quite a few people that enjoy seeing this side of me more than, you know, on the TR show. And I understand, because I actually, audio is very distorted. Yes, I realize I need to. The gameplay coach, I'm going to call you right after this, because maybe you can help me. I am not a good technician, and I think my connection up here is a big problem. I've been trying to get my connection on point for the past couple of weeks, so I'm going to call you after this, because you probably know how to connect the things properly, so I can have proper audio for the next live stream. So yes, I was saying, many people prefer me over here, and for some reason I am more comfortable on this live stream. You know, the very first time I did a live on the TR News, my head was so comfortable. I was just in a wonderful zone, because there are so many stressful people that come to the TR show. You know, the things that they're concerned about freaks me out. You know, somebody step into the TR show and they say, TR, I am not a mod. So the first thing you can say when you come to a show is that you're not a moderator. You know, I don't have a wrench today. What happened to my wrench, TR? People are more concerned about the wrong things. You know, people are disrespectful, but when I am in this chat, it feels more like a family stream. You know, we learn something, we talk about politics, we talk about religion, we talk about my opinions versus your opinions versus, you know, what we see and hear on the news. And your WhatsApp may put a smile on your face. Take a look. All right, I need to take a look. He says my WhatsApp might put a smile on my face. Let me take a look at my WhatsApp so I can smile. Lord, that's what I'm talking about. Thank you, the gameplay coach. Thank you, my brother. Thank you, my brother. That's what I'm talking about. All right. So thank you guys. Let me just take some time out to thank everybody that was present here. We have ATD. Thank you for coming through today. We have SF Rose. Thank you for coming. Phyllis Brown. Indestructible, thank you for coming. The Gameplay Couch, thank you for coming. Nana's Crafty Corner, Donna, thank you for coming. We have also, who did I miss? Derek C. Williams was here earlier. Thank you for coming. Who am I missing? I hope I'm not missing anybody that is present right now. But thank you all for coming. And I want to say blessings to you all. Be safe out there. Wash your hands. That for sure you must do. I'm not going to tell you to wear a mask because I still don't have a mask for myself. So that's up to you. Wear your mask, you know. What I try to do, I try to stay away from people, so I don't even need a mask because I'm just around myself all day long, all night long. It's just me. Me. It's just me. So then I don't have to use a mask. But what? Hold on, let me see this. You need to do this on your other channel. You think so?
It's nice. It's nice. It's very nice. You know.
Well, probably I'll try to do more of it on there. You know, I try to do more of it on there. Yes, I will think of it. I will definitely think of it. But sometimes I think my thoughts are too deep, and so that's the reason why I don't do it on there. You know, I don't want people to think I am going crazy. But when I have this channel with the TR News and Reviews, when somebody come here, they will know it's my personal review or it's my news. So, you know, people won't judge me too much. But when on the TR show, when I say, guys, I don't give a rat's ass if ah, boy.
I think, you know, that's a part of your signature, TR. I think all of your sayings, you know, right now I'm surprised you don't have a cup that says Lord. It's
well, guess what? It
where's
is coming.
the merch? The people want the merch, TR. I want one of those. Is that your screensaver?
Yes, the Lord is ready. And the Lord is coming out very soon.
Very nice. I want one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No marks for but. I am not moving, silly. No marks for but. Jason, I'm not sure if I understand. Let me see. I don't have a marks also. I don't have a marks. I'm not sure. No problem, Negreta Harris. No problem. What am I missing? I think I'm missing something. All right. Whatever I'm missing. Anyway, I want to say again for the last time, thank you all for coming out. It was a pleasure having all of you. And thank you so much, Black Spring. Are you going live tonight?
I am. I'm going to do my best.
What time do you plan to go live?
I'm planning to go live probably around 8:30ish. 8:30ish. That's Pacific Standard Time. That's yes, 3 hours. Like 3 hours from now.
All right. So guys, you hear that? She goes live 3 hours from now. Let us show her some. Let us show her some support by visiting her live stream tonight. Let us see if we can have at least 20 people at minimum at her stream tonight. You know, sometimes her stream has like, you know, 10 people or 12. While she has some nuggets dropping over there, it needs crowd. So let's all go over there and give her some support. Phyllis Brown, I'm going to look forward to see you over there. Jason Buchanan, go over there. SF Rose is black, so she can go over there.
You guys are too much, too much fun over there.
Oh my God.
Never a dull moment.
So guys, let's go support our sister over there. You see how much she look like us? She look just like us. Go over there and support her in the next 3 hours. click on her notification bell so you know when she's going live, in case you've forgotten. Thank you all for coming. God bless you. God bless you, Black Spring.
Thank
Until we
you.
meet again.
All
Take
right.
care.
Bye-bye. Thanks so much, TR. Bye-bye.
All right, guys. So that was us, and thank you all for coming. Thank you all for being amazing. Thank you all for being a wonderful guest, or should I say audience. So guest and audience, thank you all for being here. God bless you until we meet again. Take care. Remember to like and share and do an act of kindness on your day-to-day basis. And, you know, until we meet again, have a good one.